picking up the tunes for New Year's Eve too, boy. Thank you. Well, Aussies around the country will be raising a glass today to say goodbye to the year that was. But while New Year's Eve has long been associated with alcohol, new data is showing more of us are choosing to go without. Non-alcoholic beverage sales have surged by almost 20% in the last year, with more and more people reducing or eliminating alcohol. And researchers say it's no fizzer. The sober shift is here to stay long into 2026 and beyond. For their take, let's bring in Monique Van Tolder and 7 News presenter Blake Johnson. Morning to you both. Monique, let's start with you. Alcohol-free in your household tonight? What's your approach?
Oh, look, we're going to be watching the 9 o'clock fireworks and then going to sleep, so that might answer that
Yes.
question. And haven't things changed? But I've got 2 young adult sons, and I think it's pretty much the same for them as well. One's working and one's going to a party, and they'll be home early too. So.
And is that a cost of living pressure for the sons, or are you just seeing a generational shift?
I think it's a health thing. It's their lifestyles are different. I mean, look at the increase in park runs and so many young kids taking part in marathons. And yes, cost of living. It's expensive to go out drinking. I mean, look, in our day, you could sit at home and tip down a few drinks and then you'd head out, and maybe they could do that as well. But I really think it's a health thing for them.
Yeah, it's changing, isn't it? Blake, we can see you preparing for a house party behind you. What do you think's driving the new trend?
I don't think I'll be seeing the new year tonight, Eddie. It's been a long week. No, I reckon there's an acceptance of that it's not that great for you, but it's that cost issue that Mon just touched on. If you go out for dinner, a $60, $80 a head dinner can easily become $150 with a couple of bottles of wine. I went out to a pub on Boxing Day last week, acknowledging it was a public holiday, but a pint of mid-range beer was $19.75.
Yeah.
I get it. That's what they have to charge to make money, but that's just not a cost-effective way of having a good time. So where do you cut?
And Blake, do you think it's changing for men too? I mean, my husband gave up drinking about a decade ago, and then it was quite challenging for him to catch up with mates because it was so common to just go out for a beer. Do you see with your mates it's changing, that it's more, I guess, acceptable to go for a walk instead or meet up for a coffee?
I think it is. I think I've got quite a few friends that don't drink anywhere near as much as they used to. They've learnt the art of having a good time without being drunk, and I think that's a really good skill that a lot more of us should perhaps try and finesse.
Yeah, maybe it's Gen Z leading the way here. Moving on, every parent knows the correct answer to the age-old question, do you have a favourite child? Of course not. But new research suggests there may be a more honest way to find out, and it's by asking yourself these 3 questions. So, which child do you spend more resources on? Who do you feel emotionally closer to? And who are you more disappointed with? If answers point to the one child, then you may subconsciously have a favourite, even if you don't mean to. I mean, Monique, you just admitted to having 2 adult sons there. Do you have a favourite?
I do, and her name is Olive, and she's got red hair and she's got 4 little legs. It's our Cavi. Look, no, of course not. And again, the age-old thing is that, ask me on a different day of the week and I'll have a different answer for you. My husband and I actually made a conscious decision however many years ago that we were going to be so careful.
Yeah.
You give one to one and one to the other. I remember my sisters and I used to count out the cheesels in the bowl when Mum handed them to us, to make sure it was all even. And it can be a real thing that goes on into adulthood. I mean, it's not when you're a child that you necessarily feel it, but it's when you're an adult.
And it can actually entrench, can't it, in relationships if you're not careful. What about you, Blake? Would you consider yourself the favourite among your siblings, perhaps?
Well, I'm an only child, effectively, like three half-brothers from Dad's previous marriage, but I didn't grow up with them. I'm still family, but I was raised an only child. But I do have, I don't know if you can see over there, there's a cat by the bin. That's Jimmy, one of 2 cats. I have to say, he's my favourite out of the 2 because he's like a dog. He just comes and sits on your chest. He'll come and eat fruit out of your hand. Storm, on the other hand, she's a little bit more of a cat's cat. She likes to sit under the table and not socialise as much. Look, I get it. I don't think that it's pretty hard for parents to say they have a favourite child, but I think it's pretty hard to admit that it doesn't exist. Like that you get on better with some people in life than you do others. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Storm to fling himself off the staircase and scratch you in the eye. Stand by for that, viewers. Finally, we're told more than 15 million Aussies have already set their New Year's resolutions for 2026. Physical health a top priority, with 1 in 3 hoping to achieve their fitness and weight goals. 20% are looking for a bit more calm, with sleep and work-life balance at the top of the agenda. And travel is high on the list, with 1/5 hoping to get overseas in 2026. Monique, you've written whole books about this, about taking an adult gap year and rediscovering yourself. Is travel high on your list? What's your resolution?
All of those three are on my list. But look, I think that New Year's is so much pressure. I think find something that you can stick to on the bad days and make that your New Year's resolution. Yes, health, wellness and all of those sorts of things, but I don't know, in more real life events with friends and also boundaries. That's big on my list. Say lots of yes and lots of no when it suits the situation, and then that can kind of overlay it all. So.
Yeah, I love kind of, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. That's 100%, a good resolution.
That's exactly
Blake,
right.
what's your priority for 2026?
Oh, to drink more and become less of a favourite child.
Get another cat.
Perfect.
Replace Storm. Be honest. Thank you, Blake. Thank you so much for joining us in 2025. We'll see you in 2026. And thank you, Mon, as well,
Happy
for bringing
New
out
Year.
the
Thanks,
the
Eddie.
year with us.
Fantastic.
Here's David.